Piper, thank you. News 5 learned multiple drug offenders walked out of jail because dozens of cases were dismissed in Huerfano County. It's now the subject of a lawsuit that's going in front of the Colorado Supreme Court. The district attorney claims the sheriff's office failed to provide them with evidence in time. Our Megan Cloherty went through the lawsuit, dozens of court documents, and spoke with both sides of the issue to understand why justice is not being served for the people in that county.
I'm Megan Cloherty. How is justice working in Huerfano County after the district attorney there filed suit against the sheriff? Last month, the Court of Appeals found that the sheriff's office was subject to a state law requiring evidence be turned over in a timely manner. The DA filed suit after judges dismissed more than 30 serious cases because evidence just wasn't making it to court. After looking into these cases, I found these delays in sharing evidence led to multiple drug offenders walking out of jail. So we went down to Walsenburg to talk to DA Henry Solano about why he took the step to file the lawsuit. Henry Solano says this all started in 2018, a year into his first term as 3rd District Attorney for Huerfano and Los Animas counties.
But from 2019 to 2021, which is reflected in the opinion and the evidence, that's when we documented the rather systemic pattern and practice of failing to timely produce evidence a defendant is required to have.
He says after years of requesting deputies deliver evidence to his office and send evidence for testing so he could be prepared for court, he decided to file suit.
I believe I was left with no other recourse if I was going to successfully prosecute cases.
These delays, which the court calls mishandling of evidence, led judges to dismiss at least 35 cases because it says, quote, Sheriff Newman and the Huerfano County Sheriff's Office were late in providing discovery information to DA Solano's office, end quote. The Colorado Court of Appeals says this happened in approximately 37% of criminal cases.
And to say that it was frustrating is to put it lightly.
This phone does not accept messages, so please call again.
As you can see, I reached out to Sheriff Bruce Newman both over the phone and over email, trying to get an interview with him for this story. Not hearing anything back, I started pulling testimony he gave in a deposition on this case. But then the day the story was supposed to air, on September 4th, I got an email from the sheriff saying in part, quote, I'd like to give my side of the story as I haven't yet. So we decided to hold our story and head back down to Walsenburg, where I went to the sheriff's office just 4 blocks away from DA Solano's office. When did you realize this was going to be a friction point?
After he filed a lawsuit.
So before that, you didn't have any idea that this was coming?
Not like this, no.
Sheriff Newman has held this role in this office for 22 years. He says he never had an issue with any previous district attorney and says he was the last to learn Solano was suing him.
You know, I told him we're giving you everything we can, and next thing I know is we hear it on the street that he's suing me, and the next day I get served and it's on the news that night, that quick.
Were you upset?
Yeah, shocked.
Really? Because it doesn't look good in any measure.
It doesn't look good for anybody.
In the lawsuit, DA Solano accused the sheriff's office of not doing its duty in getting his office evidence so the DA could serve his obligation in court. He also accused the sheriff's office of not getting evidence to the CBI lab in Pueblo in a timely manner, and as a result, being responsible for serious felony cases being dismissed. The district court ruled in Solano's favor. What is different now that that ruling came down, if anything?
The original ruling, we have one secretary. Her whole job is to make sure that all the reports are complete. That includes photos, witness statements, anything that pertains to that case has to be uploaded in e-discovery and then sent to the DA. While he made a staffing change to improve things, Sheriff Newman contends the fact that at least 35 cases were dismissed due to evidence delays is not only the responsibility of his office. Well, he was dismissing so many cases. We asked him, and we've done this with every district attorney in the past, if you're going to prosecute the case, let us know. We'll make arrangements. We'll get everything up there for testing. But if you're going to dismiss the case, why overload CBI with something that's going to be to no benefit? In fact, the sheriff says Solano intentionally dismissed some felony cases when he couldn't get the funding to add another prosecutor. Well, he flat out said, if I don't get the funding I need, I'm going to start dismissing cases. And when he dismissed cases, at the bottom, the reason for dismissal, it said due to lack of funding from county commissioners, and he named Huerfano County commissioners for it. Solano tells me that's true.
He says before his office got more county funding in 2021, he, quote, had to do something, and noted in his motion to dismiss insufficient resources, naming the 3 current commissioners, clarifying for the judge it was their fault he did not have the funding for another prosecutor to help him take on the county's felony cases. As Huerfano County continued to see cases be dismissed over the years due to complications over sharing evidence and gaining funding, the sheriff decided to appeal the district court's ruling. Last month, the State Court of Appeals found that the DA was justified in filing suit. The panel of judges ruled the sheriff's office is responsible under Rule 16 of the Colorado Criminal Code to ensure that important evidence makes it to court on time.
When the Court of Appeals correctly understood that what I was saying was, I have an obligation and they have the information. The law says that that information is not only theirs, but constructively mine. And if they're not going to provide it in a timely fashion, I then must do something to see that it happens, and that's what the lawsuit was all about.
If you read Rule 16, the district attorney has certain responsibilities too that weren't being adhered to. It's his job to make sure when he gets these cases too, that everything is there, that things are progressing, and that didn't happen. There was no communication.
Solano winning his suit set precedent for courts across the country that law enforcement is subject to the same obligation as the district attorney when it comes to delivering evidence in a timely manner. It doesn't sit right with Sheriff Newman, who tells us he plans to take it up to a higher court.
And after talking with my attorney, we believe there were some errors made. So my intention is to appeal it to the Colorado Supreme Court. I think it needs to be set straight. Again, I take some responsibility for some of it happened, but he needs to too. It's not all my fault.
Solano is at the end of his second term, and the 2 men will soon be free from working with each other, though both contend they are professional and polite, not having to interact all that often. However, both agree on one thing. Huerfano County is not as safe as it could be.
I can tell you that we had people who were charged with the highest level of drug felony, DF1, drug felony 1. And they had a firearm, which means that they are probably among the most dangerous. And there were some that we had to dismiss because the drugs were not timely sent.
I think we have a lot of criminals out there that shouldn't be out there if they would have been convicted.
The sheriff is not yet clear on the timeline for filing an appeal to the state Supreme Court, but he says he's committed to setting the record straight and standing up for the hard work of his deputies. Megan Cloherty, News 5.